So today I'm going to be going over a single leg hinge with a crossover reach. What you're going to need is a textbook about 1.5 inches thick, as well as a smaller book that's about about 1/2 inch thick. I have the 1/2 inch thick book on top of the textbook. I have my heel on the textbook and the ball of my foot resting on that smaller book. From there, I'm just going to show you from this angle the first part of this exercise, which is the hip shift. I think you'll be able to see it better, and then for the actual exercise, I'll turn. So feet are flat. All I want you to do is you're going to shift all of your weight over onto this foot. You should feel heavy through your heel, and you're probably already going to feel some muscles working on this leg, especially some muscles here on the outer hip. If you need more information on how to get into this position, check out my video, the elevated foot hip shift. It'll go into this with a lot more detail. So now I'm going to turn to the side. Once again, I'm doing that same hip shift. All my weight is on this leg, and then from there we're going to get in a slouched position. I want your arms to dangle to the floor. I want your back to be nice and rounded. And then we're going to go into our single leg hinge. And all that is I want you to take your opposite hand to your opposite foot here on the book. And you're slowly going to reach that hand down, staying nice and slouchy until you feel stretch at your upper hamstrings and outer hip. And then slowly stand up, staying as slouchy as you can. You should feel some muscles at this upper part of your hamstrings really starting to work. Once again, I'm slouchy. All my weight's over this foot as I slowly sink down. And then as I stand up, a good cue to think about is trying to get your hip to meet your knee, okay? You're staying slouchy. What I mean by hip to meet the knee is staying still. It's the hip that's slowly starting to extend and get over the knee. The slouchiness is really just to help keep our body from compensating. I see so often when people stand up, they just pull from their upper back and they're not gaining the strengthening at the upper hamstrings. So by making that spine go into a rounded position and being slouchy, it forces the body to have to use those back thigh muscles there and slowly stand up. So to progress that, you can get rid of the textbook and just use the smaller one to prop your heels up. At this point, you can grab a weight if you're ready for that. And it's all the same thing. Shifting over, slouching, and then slowly dropping that weight onto the top of the foot, and then slowly standing up, staying nice and slouchy as that hip slowly gets over the knee and back down all the way, and slowly coming back up, hip over the knee. Okay, so go ahead and give that a try. Go nice and slow. You don't need a ton of weight for this. If you are doing it right, you should feel those muscles really, really activating.